time for another video. Yeah, you know, I just was to Tariq, you know, he had a video, I think it was a Tariq-based video, and not one based on his regular broadcast. But you know, he's talking about Democrats, you know, and how they be coming up with these reparations schemes, putting them out there. You know, he'd be reading about the little programs they have, but it just made me realize the you know, the real greater truth, man. Or I should say, reinforced it, man. And that truth is, man, like democracy itself, it's really a race-based system, man. It's based on racism. The democracy part, you know, freedom for all, that only works when we black people in mass are subjugated, man. Like when we are societally at a disadvantage, man. Like other black people, they see these entertainers, athletes. Notice it's the entertainers who are the most wealthy. The people who take people's mind off the seriousness of life. They're paid the most. And white society pays those entertainers and athletes so much money because they create the illusion that black people can achieve if they strive hard. But what are we achieving really? To be entertainers, athletes, to entertain, to jump, run, dance, spin, sing, rap. Like, man, all this stuff, man, this democracy is set up. Everybody come over here to the United States and parasite off of foundational black Americans. And then it trickles down, and you know, maybe some non-FBA black people get hit. But it's like we the main target so far. But it's really, man, us. I won't even say black people, man. I say foundational black American people. We're a certain type of black people they need to make democracy works. That's why it only works here. You know, in other countries they try to implement it. They still gotta have their own kind of tradition. Japan, that's like a satellite of the US. They still gotta have their own culture to make that work. They gotta have their cultural elements. Like all these countries to try to implement a form of democracy, they can't really make it like ours because they got to have us there, foundational black Americans. See, they don't have them, they don't have us there in those other countries, so they got to implement their own kind. But it's not as successful as this kind over here. You know, that's the elephant in the room. Everybody keeps saying democracy this, democracy that, how great it is. That was the best. But it's only the best because everybody get to come over here and mistreat us, man. How are we being mistreated? Our word is not as believed as a white person's word or some other person's word. We are always been demonized in the public media. Any black person, whether they're FBA or not, who do something, we get the brunt of that. We get attributed to us as being criminal, innately criminal. All these tactics, all this propaganda, this negative propaganda towards black people, man, that's the system of democracy at work. It's not just the system of white supremacy. That's what it is at its core. But democracy is like a mask over it. See, a lot of people, yeah, home of the free and all this shit, land of the free, home of the brave, voting. It works. That's why everybody, even these countries that so-called have a democratic voting process, these people always leave there and come here. You know, then they talk shit, talk crap about us. They know the deal, man. Everybody's in on Everybody's in on it. You know, we think these foreigners is naive to what's going on over here. They understand that they got to be a sacrifice class. And I'm tired of being that, man. Being no damn sacrifice. That's why these people, man, these Democrats, liberals, when they do talk about reparations, they're never going to give it to us in the way we want it. And the bottom line is, it's not that we give up because they won't give it to us. We got to let these people, like Tariq is right about, we got to let them crash and burn forever. Like, we can't let up with that. They're crashing and burning because we're not playing ball. But really, realistically, I don't think they're going to give us reparations. The only way we really going to get it the way we want it is we got to go to war with these people. Literally, it's going to have to be battles and skirmishes in the streets. I'm saying on the record, it got to be that way, man. They're not going to take us seriously, man. It's not even about taking us seriously. They are taking us seriously, but they can't afford to do it. It's not because they can't afford it. It's because not because they don't want to do it. They can't do it. And that ties into them not really wanting to do it. Because their system will crash in on itself. Think about it. We have a whole nother class of black people, FBA, doing what we need to do, not being too much beholden to white society for a job, for opportunities. You know, we off in the corner somewhere or scattered around in pockets and enclaves like the Native Americans. You know, we making it bigger than them because we got more of an imagination. The world pretty much follows our lead culturally. Just imagine that, man. Like, it's not about just leveling the playing field, man. Like, we'll get to the point where we'll be so self-sufficient, like the system that white society needs to oppress us, it won't work so well. You know? What's stopping them from going straight at the elites? We over here doing us. They can't punch at us. We had too much power and resources now with the reparations. What they gonna do? Ain't no FBA to punch on. Yeah, they can punch on some Africans or something like that, some Caribbeans. What happens when they get CARICOM going? See, everybody gonna follow our lead, man. We get ours, they get theirs. And white people ain't gonna really have nobody to punch on like that without consequences. They can do it, but there's gonna be consequences. But then we have the resources. You know, we have our own strong arm of the law, our own jackals in the midnight. You know, ain't gonna be no more secret hangings with belts and trees and organs snatched out without no repercussions. You know, I'm just saying, man, like that power dynamic will shift. And that's the thing. Yeah, they talking about the money part. I see why, you know, Tariq went for the money part. It's basically kind of just making them bow down. But it's going to have to be more than money. We're going to have that land, man, that set aside them reserves as well as the money. Then we're going to have the resources to build on that land. We got to build our own communities, man. That's what the reparations got to be as well. It got to be enough resource material where we can build our own communities, man. And you have some black people being afraid of that. Y'all shouldn't be afraid of that, man. It ain't that we're going to be in one specific state or location. It got to be scattered abroad in every state. Different enclaves, man. Where we can always go there and have a roof over our head, you know. We can still live in other parts of the country outside the enclaves, but we got to have a fallback. We got to have a foundation, a safety net. That's really what the reparations need to be. Not no program that everybody can get. It got to be exclusive to us. We got to be able to take chances, man. and have something to fall back on. Oh, we didn't make it out here in this part of the country, out in society. Let me go back home to my reserve. A nice big house waiting for me. Food on the table. I'm just saying, if any FBA want to venture out and try to make it big, make an impact in the world besides entertainment, maybe in the STEM profession or something, anything. Just saying, reserve ain't supposed to be a prison, a trap, some dang on project system. Yeah, that sound too bad, huh? That sound like something white society won't like. I don't get that. See, the problem is, speaking to you white folks, man, we supposed to been got that. See, y'all so used to us not getting nothing that y'all think it's not old, and now y'all think it's some kind of handout. No, man, we supposed to been got that, man. No matter if it's seemingly a long time ago. It's not really that long ago when it comes to human memory. The family that passed on knowledge. My dad was born in 1940 something. 43, 44, one of them. It's like, man, come on. He was like one of the younger siblings, man. Between my uncles and aunts on his side. Like, man, shit ain't that far back, man. Like, it's old, man. Y'all keep looking at it like it's a handout. That's the problem. I say that's a problem, one of many problems. Like all these little tricks y'all got, Democrats and whatever. Man, we're just gonna give them a study, all that stuff. So when we hear that stuff, man, it's just insults at this point. Like, what you mean a study, man? Like, you must think we some little kids or something. Like, y'all must just come out the bag. We can't give you reparations. We need a bottom class. We need y'all at the bottom. Y'all gonna be at the bottom. The only way out is to go to war. We can accept that. Oh yeah, we can accept that. Say that in the media. All you white supremacists. Y'all, we never gonna give y'all reparations. Y'all gotta go to war with us to get it. That's it. That's all we need to hear. Well, you don't want us to be awoke, huh? Awakened. But that's the truth of the matter. That's why y'all won't give it to us. It ain't because y'all don't deserve it. It ain't even no deserve it. It's because y'all system can't survive. Democracy will crumble from the inside out. You need somebody to punch down on. The whites do. Y'all need somebody to punch down on so they won't come at y'all ass. No buffer. No black people. Oh, we put y'all on these blackest consequences. Let's get these effing elites. Let's get them. Let's go for them. What do we got to lose? Civil War Part 2. See, that's why y'all need us. It's an equation, man. It's a governmental kind of equation. Where y'all use us as a beat down, as a punching bag class. That's all it is, man. That's why y'all won't give us reparations. Y'all don't want us to be empowered to where we can be more self-sufficient. That's all it is, man. And that's all it is, black people. I want y'all to understand that. It ain't about all that in-between stuff, feelings, what they don't want us to have. It's that the system depends on us to be at a certain level. I'm talking about the bulk of us. Not a few of us, some of us out the hundreds of millions. Or not even hundreds of millions. Out the tens of millions. It needed to be this way for their system to function. So that's all y'all need to know, man. Off that, I should say the main point that y'all need to know. It's not that they don't think we deserve it, that they can't afford to do it, because their system depends on us being at this lowered state. So government is part of their infrastructure to be continued.